Oh man, say that is f***ing delicious. Because I've lost the plot over here. Do not stick your finger or your in that. It's such a good combo. If it looks like I'm sweating my absolute bejeebies off, it is because I am. It's 455 degrees in here and I am roasting, but I'm here because I'm going to bring you the only video you'll ever need to save and share, because this is going to change the way you cook. Let's get a whiteboard. We're going to talk about flavours. Someone asked me for a seasoning video and I was like, hey, classic me, I don't want to just show you how to season, I want to talk about everything. So we're going to talk about fucking everything. For those of you who don't know, I bang on about this all the time. The flavour star, this is the way that food and flavours work within said mouth, okay? What you have is your sweet, your sour, your bitter, your salty, and your spice. How do they all interact with each other and how do they fucking work to make a delicious dish? Got a selection of stuff that I think really showcases this little experiment. Number one is a tom sauce, yeah? So we're gonna make a very simple tomato sauce, onions, garlic, tomatoes, and then we're gonna balance it. Then I've got a lovely bit of steak here, so we're gonna do a chimichurri. It's one of my favorites. Fuck knows how you spell it. Chimichurri, there you go, you can hear it. It's a wonderful thing to pair with steak. Now we'll talk about it all later, but it's got elements of spice, it's got sour, it's got bitter, fat. How does that all fucking sing together? And salty. Then I went a little bit rogue, and I bought this from Aldi dooooo, Thai red curry kit. I had a Thai red curry, and then it was sweetened ever so slightly with something. What was it sweetened with? Question mark. Surprise! And then we're gonna do an Asian sauce, because there is this golden ratio, which I watched on the internet and I haven't tried, but we're gonna try it, which is 3, 1, 1, 1. If you can decipher what the 3, the 1, the 1, the 1, and the 1 is, good luck. And then the last one, we're gonna do salted caramel, because sweet and salt works fucking wonderfully well together. I just wanna talk to you about all those little things. Right, get out of the way, mate. Also in life, got a new knife. Cuttlebrook knives. The colours of the knife, green the wall, the yellow in the handle, the extractor in the oven, the orange from the Smeg fridge. It's like, fuck. We should get talking in a minute, but I'm going to tell you one last thing about bitterness, and I'm going to hold up this tea towel every bloody time. Bitter coffee. Oh. Some people go, oh, it's bitter. Oh, it's acidic. If you're dialing in an espresso, if it's too bitter, then maybe you've made it too fine, so therefore it's extracting too much. You need to find that sweet point. If it's too sour, then it's not pulling out all those essential oils and making it sexy. Have a look at the chart. Oh, she's a little bit bitter. What really will balance that? Salt, saline solution. Why are cocktail makers fucking geniuses? Because they've got a good palate. So, teeny pinch of salt. And that will kind of like take the edge off and just make that wonderful. Doesn't happen to every coffee. Oh, Daddy doesn't care. Right, we're gonna do a couple of things. First things first. Let's crack on with this tomato sauce. So I'm just gonna let it tickle away in the background. Now this is, like all the Italians do, about Gucci. Brother, It's not gonna be, you know, a revolutionary tomato sauce, but this is an experiment I've done on the TikToker, and I want you to do it because it really does enhance your palate. And I get so many, well, I don't know what I'm swearing to, I'm just excited. There's so many questions from people. You know, what's the best thing to get in cooking? What's the best knife? What's the best pans? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, look, motherfucker, just train your palate. Train that. That is the thing that's gonna make you a good cook. None of this fancy equipment. It is the thing between your lips. It's the thing between your lips that's gonna make it delicious. So train your palate, understand what flavors happen. Right, bummy onion, no one cares. I'm gonna put that on the heat, a little bit of lube, just a little bit, get it going. So if you're ever cooking off onions, just cook them off a little bit first before adding any garlic or anything. The garlic will start to sort of like cook a little bit quicker. It won't necessarily burn, but the flavors might go a little bit bitter. Chop, 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 chop. This tomato sauce one is a classic example of, I'm on a lot of forums and they're all like, oh, buy the San Marzano, buy this, buy that. Look, if you can't afford that, how do you make an Aldi dooooo vine ripened tomato taste delicious? It doesn't fucking matter, you can still make food taste delicious. Okay, let's chuck all this in a bowl. There's gonna be a lot going on all at the same time. I'm just literally gonna get this going, and it's irrelevant, you don't need to see it. I'm gonna dump all of this in here. I'm not gonna follow the instructions. Oh, here's a good one for you, getting stuff out of a sachet. I learned this one when I was at school. You get your sauce, you're like, oh, can't get those last bits out. Fold it over, make sure it's like a good size, and then all you do is you stick it in between a fork, and then you fold it a little bit, and you just scrape it out. Look at that, that's absolutely shit. Never mind, got most of it out though. Right, I don't know what this is, that's gonna be hot. I'm gonna save that for a rainy day. Normally you would fry off the sauce a little bit, but today I just can't be bothered. Okay, so into the pan at the back, this pan here. The onions are just sweating down just a teeny touch. Tomatoes and onions go in, and I'm just gonna let that sizzle away for a little bit, yeah? We're gonna move our attention towards chimichurri. So I love chimichurri for a number of reasons. One, it's delicious. Two, it's delicious. So the thing with balancing flavors, you take it wherever you want. Once you understand flavors, or once you understand what you like, you can amp up the other things. Do you want to amp up the spice? Of course you do. Do you want to amp up the vinegariness? Maybe, baby. Diced red onion into here. Garlic. You can microplane, you can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna bash it. The smaller you make your garlic, the stronger it will be, right? If you crush it and you chuck it in some potatoes, you're gonna get like a little nuance of garlic. If you chop it like this, it will get stronger. You wanna make it even stronger? A little bit of salt, abrasive, mush. It will turn this into a puree. Right, that can go in. Parsley, so a nice big handful. Scrunch it all up, run your knife down. Oh, that can go in. Oregano, in you go. Right, if you think of this now, that is all aromatic. I would say there is no spices or flavour in there that you really have to think about or balance. I'm sweating my tits off right now. As soon as you start adding things like a chili, it's going to add that element of spice. Then what will balance spice? Let's get the old tea towel out. Where's spice? Over here. The straight line is to balance, or the wobbly line is to enhance. So sour will elevate spice or enhance spice, make it sort of like zip a bit more. Sweetness will sort of like pull it back. So if you think about chimichurri, there is no sweet element in there, so you're not going to be able to be playful and pull that spice back. So this is where you have to be a bit careful with this, because you kind of have to get your spice levels right at the beginning. Top tip from one of my old chefs, you can always add, but you can't take away. Have that one for free. Don't touch your willy. Up to the shelf of joy, up to the shelf of joy. I haven't got any, oh you tit. No red wine vinegar? Oh well, just have to use it. Right, so vinegar, remember, this is your sharpness, sharp. I'm gonna use some of this because this looks bougie as fuck. 100% extra virgin olive oil. So, oh, look at that, have a little taste. That's too nice to use in this. Fuck me, that's delicious. Olive oil's fucking expensive at the minute, so this is like a £400 dish. Pinch of salt. And he says pinch, get it in there, don't be shy. Give this a mix. Now this might look a little bit dry at the minute, but as you leave this to sit, the sort of like the moisture will come out of the onions, the moisture will wilt down some of that parsley, and you'll get a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm gonna have a little taste now. Oh my God. Tomatoes, just cooking down. I'm gonna put some water, that is it. And we're going to come back. I'm going to pause here. I'm absolutely sweating my medulla oblongata. I went on the old internet because Daddy's brain wasn't working, and it was the clip I was looking for. It's from Food 52. I'll link it and put it here because it's not me. And it's about Chinese or Asian cold sauces, right? It's actually 3-3-1-1. So 3 oil, 3 soy, 1 vinegar, 1 sugar. Yeah? 3-3-1-1. I've got some really mad things up here. As you know, I love my vinegars. Acidity helps lift things, helps balance things. It's one of those things that will just bring the absolute party. So don't get scared of vinegar. Add a little bit, taste, add a little bit, taste. That's what we're gonna do. This one is well fancy. Black vinegar. Whoa. So what is it? 3 oil. This is just a very plain, it's actually a plain rapeseed oil. So 2, 3, what was it? 3 soy. 1, 2, 3. Think of soy, that is your salty element, fantastic. A little bit of umami. Then it says 1 vinegar, and then 1 sugar. So I've just got some castor here. I wouldn't know what they would use in Asian cuisine. Not really up to scratch with it all. Come on, don't make a mess. Oh! He said it, didn't he? 3-3-1-1. Right, got him. Oh man. Fuck's sake. That is fucking delicious. Everything about it. I always try and explain this with food. If you didn't have the sugar in this, you'd have this sort of sharp saltiness, and it'll feel quite like angular. You put a bit of like sugar in there, and it rounds it all off. I want to draw a picture. So imagine you have all of these notes which are all like wee wee wee, your treble and your bass and all of that. This is what they said. Adding salt to things is like turning this up. You've got like 1 to 10. Turn that volume up, baby. Adding MSG, Shaka Wheeler, you're up to like 13, mate. It's like broken the sound barrier. I see things as like almost shapes. So the chimichurri is angular, man. Like But what's it going to be paired with? Something fatty that's going to be quite round and soft. So all of a sudden you've got this thing that's like king, 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 and then you add something soft into that in terms of like flavour, and if you joined all those points together, you'll get something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But in my head it does. With this, it's just like the perfect harmony. You could put that with anything. Noodles, got a nice flavour, but not necessarily any kind of like salty, sour, any of that kind of thing. That is what will bring the flavour. You get me? You feeling me? You get me? Fuck. My brain, this has really got me excited. Anyway, it's either that or the coffee. Right, let's move on. Okay, so this is the Thai curry. Very basic mix. Everything's perfect in there, I would say. It's got that element of, it's too spicy for me. So I had this once at a place. These are grapes. If you really wanted to be like the pedantic person, what you could do, if I was working in a restaurant and I was feeling out of order, I would make the Lagom Chef peel all of these, because what happens is when you peel them, it turns these into like little pockets of like exploding deliciousness. So humour me and do this. And this is where you think about like curries having a bit of fruit in it. What is that fruit doing? It's pulling back some of that spice. It's helping balance the whole dish as a whole. So I'm just gonna stick a couple of those in and just let them sort of like soften down a little bit, and then we're gonna have a little taste. These are all tests that you could do at home. Trust me, please play playful with me. Right, let's do this tomato sauce. Italians will be going, there's another tomato sauce. And I'll be like, mate, I know, couldn't give a shit, bro. Basically, the blandest dish you could ever eat is this. Tomatoes are full of water, onions are full of water, and you just put more water in there and a bit of garlic. Ah, that's really hot. By wazzing tomato, the seeds can be bitter. Now, how in tune is your palate to taste a bitter tomato seed? I don't know. Have a taste. And you'll be like, Martin, you can't cook. And I'll be like, you know what? I know. First things first, register that flavour. When I was talking about those things going like, dong, 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 at a minute, the flavour is just flat. Absolutely flat and shit, okay? Take some salt, a decent salt. I've done an episode with Phil from Cornish Sea Salt, and I hope it translates to how important salt is, but I'm gonna use smoky salt because I fucking love the shit. Give it a little pinch, give it a mix, let it dissolve, register. First flavour. Do this, you'll start to taste tomato. You'll be like, not quite enough. Go a little bit more. Have another taste. Even more tomatoes coming through, right? Another little pinch. Don't take it too far, because you're not gonna be able to take it back. You're not gonna be able to draw that saltiness back. Okay, I'm leaving the salt here because I know it's gonna need more. Taste it and go, ooh, something's happening. Flavors are coming through. Acidity. Vinegar, what will that do? It will help with a bit of the sweetness of the tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes can be a little bit sweet. Onions are a little bit sweet. Just a little splash, right? Remember, always add, can't take away. Turn it up, just a little noggin. Fuck. It's so good. If you can really register that change, good things gonna happen. Okay, tomato sauce, it's your flavour. Do you want it to go a little bit like a touch sweet? That is it. Every tomato is going to taste different. So that's why I always say, don't season it until you get to this point and then start having a play and having a taste. You'll feel that roundness that I was telling you about. That round, all it needs now is just a little bit more salt. Once you're kind of like getting there and you're happy with it, all you need to do is just sort of like tweak it. All right, just a tiny little bit and that's it. So there you go. It's a wonderful experiment slash test slash thing to do to train your palate. And what you need to do, like I keep saying, register the change. Don't just eat it and go, oh yeah, I like that. You'll eat it and you'll go, oh, something's happened over here. Something's happened fuck. Right, 100 out of 10, so good. I'm gonna have a quick clear down, then we're gonna come back and do the salted caramel. Just gonna get it going. Bye. I've done some weighing because you don't need to see a grown man weighing some things. In here, 175 of light soft brown sugar, 50 grams of unsalted, and then you need 300 ml, which I'm just gonna guess, of double cream. Easy. Stick it on the heat, let it bubble away, and we'll be back. Okay, champions, hello. We're at the final breakdown. This is the final countdown. There's so many lessons in this video, I'm so sorry. Just keep thinking of things, don't want to leave any stone unturned. So, if you're cooking a steak, fat. Think of fat and water. What is not good? Fat and water together. So if you've got a steak, this is from the supermarket. This is a Wagyu from Aldi Doody. It was £6, ribeye. But when you take it out of the packet, the best thing to do, take it out of the packet and leave it in a fridge for like 24 hours, uncovered, because what will happen is the skin will dry out and that'll help you get a nice Maillard cuisson. Is that what they call it? Cuisson? If you can't, just dab it with a tea towel. Be generous with the salt. Just think the salt is going to be on the outside. It's not going to penetrate deep into the middle. It's not going to have enough time. These noodles, I'm just going to stick into a pan of boiling water, which is happening at the back. I'm just going to blanch and refresh them. So then onto the old steaky wakey. I'm just going to go a nice bit of lube, both sides. Noodles, I'm going to go drain and run under cold water. So I'm just going to plop these into the old Asian dressing, so I don't want to just make it, not use it. Oh, yes. Salted caramel, look, bubbling away. Do not stick your finger or your penis in that. Put that to one side and just let that cool down. Steak, nice hot pan, wait for the sizzle. Nice. Fry nice and high, let it get that seal. You want to let that fat roll around underneath, so you can pick it up a little bit just to sort of see, but don't want to do too much to it. Okay, while that's doing its thing over the back, your chimichurri, can you see the lube that has come off of that? Look. Oh man, it doesn't need anything else. You could amp up the chili a bit more if you wanted to, but I don't think it needs it. This is the Thai curry. These little grapes have just started to soften down, and if you have a little bit, like that, with said mouthful, it's such a good combo. I had it with like fatty duck and some noodles, and it was tres incredible. Look, this is what I say about a hot spot. Ready? Flip. Nice, not so nice. Find the hot spot in the pan, let it cook. Put a little bit more oil in there. Let that get hot, let it roll underneath. Oh, there we go. That's what you want. Steak is done. I want to say that is gone beyond rare. It's now medium rare, but I'm going to let it rest. Don't do this because it's a bit silly. It looks quite runny now, but if you think what is in this, fat and sugar. As fat cools, it solidifies, all right? Have a little taste. And you'll go, that is wonderful, but it feels like it's quite watery. There's a roundness, but it's quite watery. You can keep bubbling this away so it will go darker, but for this scientific experiment, take some salt, put a little bit in, and again, just do the same thing. Add, mix, make sure it's cool. Just that tiny amount doesn't make that a salted caramel, just makes that caramel nice. Go a little bit more, then you start going, that's a salted caramel. Man, look, so salt enhances sweet, salty caramel. Why the fuck does it work? Salty sweet. So let's have a little run through, just so we're all on the same page, because I've lost the plot over here. So you've got your tomato sauce, which you balanced. Tomatoes, onion, garlic, easy. Balance that out with sweet, salt, and sour. You've got your curry, which looks absolutely shit, but is an amazing little thing to do. If you're gonna do like a big Thai red curry and you've got something fatty and it all feels a little bit spicy and heavy, a little bit of sweetness, maybe some grapes really adds that little salted caramel. We've just done it. Sweet, fat, a little bit of salt goes shahang, lovely jubbly. Then you've got your noodles, which was the cold noodle dish, which I'm just gonna eat alone now. Triumph. What was it? 3-3-1-1. That is delicious. It's making me dribble. Your chimichurri, like I said, not every dish has to have every single element of your sweet, your salty, your sour, everything working in harmony. There is no sweetness in this whatsoever. Final dish or something maybe a little bit fatty is gonna work well with that sour punch, the freshness, the acidity. Yeah, baby. Oh, that juice. Oh, that juice is delicious. Chimichurri, the Argentinians know what they're doing, so slap a bit of that on there, get involved. Fuck yeah, so good. That's fucking delicious. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I've been Martin, I've been your host. In all honesty, thank you so much for watching these videos. They're a right laugh. Message me on comment on anything you want to see, people you want to see, we want to come in. If there's any dishes you want me to rattle over and explain the process and flavourings, all that kind of stuff, let me know. But this video, honestly, will be your go-to for any dish. And what I applaud, I hope you do. This is what should be in your brain from now on. Get my tea towel off the website, and then when you start looking at any dish, start trying to do a process of going, hang on, what has happened in this dish? You know, like this one, smoked mackerel, orange and beetroot salad. You can instantly feel beetroots, when they get cooked, sweetness, right? Lemon juice, acidity, lift, freshness. Waxy potatoes is a potato, mackerel fillets, fatty, oranges, more acidity, whole grain mustard, bitterness, all balances out, freshness, all of these things play out. Look at any dish and fucking make that shit work. Yeah? Do it. Your food will improve, you'll have a better life. Sex life will improve. Baby boom, Lagom baby boom, sayonara. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you.